What's up, everyone? This is me, Bilal, and today we are starting a new series about how to get a client for your AI agency. I know clients are the most key aspect in order to start your AI agency, and even before starting it up, I will recommend you guys to get a client first and then start your whole journey, because then it will be much more better for you to work on it. I'm a guy who has spent it months and months doing all the technical stuff and the running an agency but not getting a client because I was not focusing on the outreach and the social works, on the outreach and the marketing. So today in this series we will be talking about cold calling, and then in the next episodes we will be talking about how to get more clients to different ways: cold calling, cold emailing, socials, LinkedIn outreach, and etc. So let's get started. I will be giving you the whole blueprint and the whole build, and I will build with you guys in front of you so you can have a better know-how. So in case anything gets worse, you can fix it because you will have a better understanding of it. Thank you. So let's get started, guys. I want you guys to learn and understand it first, because maybe you guys are using it for your own agency. Maybe you guys are wanted to sell it, and it can be sold for like 2 to 3K easily, because it's a cold calling agent and it kind of replace human appointment setters, and they guys charge you from $100 to even $500-600 according to the leads you are providing them. So it is a very good and solid build. I'm using it for my own agency, and that's why I want you guys to understand it first, because then you will have a better knowledge about it, and then you can either market it by your own self, and or if you wanted to sell it or use it for your own. So let's get started. First of all, is the plan is very simple. Right now your biggest challenge will be getting clients, right? And you will be tempted to do it all manually using the cold calling system and emailing. I did it by myself too. A couple of months ago I started to cold call and like calling to 20, 30, 40, 50 people, and I was exhausted, and I wasted my time, money, and effort, and nothing works out. Not even a single client got booked. So then I started to know about it's a volume game, and you need to be high in volume, like 600, 400, 300 people need to be contacted every single day. So then I built this AI, and then because that's a slow, expensive, and exhausting way to like get clients if you're doing it manually, and your plan must be to automate your own appointment setting from day one in order to focus on the other things that like cold emailing, like socials, like making videos, like marketing, and etc. So you need to be like not joined with only one thing. You need to divide, and you need to divide your routes and try to use as many possible ways to get clients as possible. In the program, we'll be discussing what to use for cold calling. So as you guys know, I'm using a voice calling agent, and this isn't a simple robocaller. Think of it as a program that first takes the call, and then it's kind of like a perfect employee. Think about this program as it's your first perfect employee that you can see, and it's a smart AI that has natural conversations and qualifies your prospect, and then books meeting directly into your calendar or whatever type of system or CRM you're using. As I said, you guys, this is a very simple and strong build, so you will really like it. And then the solution is the solution really is to help you guys out to skip your grind phase. I and many of the people I know goes to this, and even you will go to it too. But if you say, because if you cold call 60-50 people and then try to work on the other things, that's an exhausting phrase. You cannot call 60-50 people and try to convert them into a client, and then you can and then you wanted to have other things going on in your life too. So that's a very exhausting thing. And then while your competitors are burning out on the phone, your AI works 24/7, booking appointments, and even when you are sleeping. It will help you guys to focus on the closing deal, not just finding them and looking for them all over the place. So it's very important to not only find the client but to close them too. There are many people who came to me, and I was trying to find them up. And then once I found many of the people like clients and customers, and then they didn't close a deal with me because I wasn't able to close them. So this is another great phase. We will talk about it in another video, but let's go with it. And my final remarks is my final piece of advice to you all guys will be: build your agency for scale from start. So don't do it the old way, as many of the people are doing right now, or even teaching to you guys. Your next step should be to get this AI system and plug it into your script, plug in your script in it, and then let it fill your calendars. And that's how you will win from 90 or 80% of the people who are right now working on cold calling. You will see on the Instagram and social that people are cold calling, and how much you think they're giving cold calling? Maximum 100 a day, right, per person. So what if I say they have a quality of 100% in cold calling 100 people, and I have a quality of 80% using an AI and cold calling to 600 people? What's the probability that who will get more clients? Of course me, because I have a more volume. So it's a volume game. And as I said, guys, you have to be very high in volume. This is the only way to win in cold calling. So let's get started with the build now. Let's get started, guys. I will use the tools one by one and explain it one by one. And then first of all, we are using Webby.com. You need to make an account in Webby, and then you need to create an assistant, create a lead qualification specialist, because then it auto refills a lot of the phrases, plans. And then this is the system prompt. I will give you guys the system prompt in the description. Changes according to your niche. And then if you go down, this is the knowledge base. So in the knowledge base, what you need to do, you need to go to ChatGPT or Google Gemini, right? And just put your put your website or your customer website over here, and I'll make me a knowledge base out of it, right? Make a knowledge base of it. It will give you a plain text with bunch of data in it, and then what you need to do is you need to go back to Google Doc. Like, let's see, I will do it right yourself. So as I said, guys, you need to have a knowledge base. And how you're gonna make a knowledge base is you need to go to Google and make your write your website name, and then ask him to make a knowledge base out of it, and then it will create a whole page of data of your knowledge base, of your website knowledge base. And then you need to go to Google, or then you need to go to Google Doc and then paste it over here, file, and download it. Right, once you have downloaded it, you have to go back to you need to go back over here, and you need to select it, and you need to select it in a way that you need to add a new file, and then you need to select it, right? This is the way. And then after this, go down to messaging. Here we are using a server URL from make.com. I will talk about it later once we go to make.com. And then if you go over here, server URL, server messages, this is important. As of for you will have a lot of things over here already checked. You need to uncheck all of them and only check end of call report. This is very important, and because it takes a lot of your credit over here. If you see, it will take a lot of your credit if you choose other things, and we do not need them, so there is no purpose to use them. And then over here in the voicemail, you need to go back to the Google Gemini or Google ChatGPT, whatsoever you are using, and ask him to now make a voicemail message out of the knowledge base, or not the voicemail message. And then you need to make a voicemail message out of this and give this system prompt, the whole system prompt, to the ChatGPT, and make a voicemail message for you, and make it as a sentence. Right, you come back and paste it over here, leave it as it is, and that's it. Now what you need to do is you need to copy it 2 more times and make 2 more times, and you so what you need to do is you need to copy it and copy this whole system prompt and whatsoever I said, and paste it into two more assistants, like as I had Antonio and Bilal. And then you need to do, and the, all three of them should be like exactly similar if you want to use. So there will be like 3 employees for you that are working all the time and calling every single body. And then once you go, you can use any kind of providers or whatsoever you're using. I'll keep it basic and I never change much of this stuff because it works well. And then if you come over here, there are the numbers. So you have 2 ways right now. If you take a free WAPI number right now, like as I have over here, these two, they are limited to 20 calls a day. So you need to go to Twilio. You need to go to Twilio and you need to sign up. And after this, if we give you a trial base, the trial base will be unlimited. That means it will never end until you have $12 of budget in it, and that 12 or $11 will already be gifted to you from Twilio, and you can use it. But there is a thing, you need to upgrade your account in Twilio in order to have 2 or 3 numbers. So if you are cold calling only from 1 number, Twilio will give you 1 number for free. Use that number and come back to WAPI, create phone number, go to import Twilio and answer all of the things. If you say over here account SID and auth token key, these 2 of them, if you open the Twilio, once you log in, it will be right over here in the if you scroll down a little bit if you scroll down a little bit on the home page, you will find this SID and auth token key. You need to copy it up, paste it over here, and then you need to enter the phone number. The Twilio will give it to you, right? And this is everything from the WAPI. Yeah, one more thing, just select and name it so it will be better understandable for you. And then after that, for inbound calls, although we are not using inbound, but select whatsoever system you are using for inbound, assistant you're using for inbound, and then for outbound, select the same one whatsoever you're using. So both of them should be same, and it should not contradict with any of others from here. Like you should not do like Morgan over here again. It will cause a problem or error out. So I have Bilal over here, and you guys go down, Bilal over here too, and then stay on page, save, and then so you guys see the WAPI, and now this is the next step. Although I see the background is changed, but bear with me. The next step is that you need to have a lead, and by lead I mean you need to have the phone number, name, title, category, and the phone number properly formatted for web usage. And that means that it should have a plus and a 1 sign if you are in US, and whatsoever it resembles with your country. So we need index and phone ID, these 2 things. For that you need to go and make a new sheet, and in that sheet you need to first of all make an index 1 to 3. I'm using 3 employees as I said over here, right? And then you need a phone number. I use the same phone number over here, you should too. And then we need a phone ID, and this phone ID you will get from over here. This is the phone ID for each of it. Just copy it and come down over here and paste it over here. And after that you need to do some calculation in Excel. So you need to make an index, and then you need to have equal to mod, parentheses, row, parentheses closed, open and close, and then from the starting of it, from -2 to 3 plus 1. This should be very simple for you guys too. You should have like similar thing to it over here, although this alphabet can be changed. So what it's doing right now is, this is the index, so we are giving every single call, every single number over here a specific index. That means there will be 3 index, and then after 3 index it will again goes from 1 to 3, then 1 to 3. So in this way we can divide the numbers, and every single employee, we have 3 of them right now, can independently call while the other one is also calling. So in this way, like 3 of the employees can work at the same time instantly, rather than one of them working all the time. Like if there is one call and then the first call got ended, and then the second call can get ended, and then the third call got started. In this way, it will take a lot of time and a lot of credits too. So you need to save credit and time too. And for that, what you can do is you can divide the index, and by dividing it, you can assign a specific phone ID to every specific WebP employee. I will call it employee. And then in this way, I will next show you guys the make.com scenario. In that way, it will help us to take this call and give it to this, like to give it to this number. So in this way, every single lead can be independently treated, and it will like reduce your time from taking 6-7 hours to call all the 1,000 leads to like 1 or 2 hours. That's the whole point of it. It cut down your costing and time span, right? And as I said, you need to have this code, and then you need to just click it, and it will drag up all of the numbers over here. And then you need to have for the phone ID, you need to have another specific code. So you need to have an index and the match, so equal to index, and then this is the sheet. You need to do the equal to index, and then go over here for phone ID, select this whole big bar like this, and then you need to comma match, and we need to match it with this index to be equal to this index. So we will select this whole and comma, then this one, then comma, we need to equal it to the 0, though that means both of them should be equal. If index 1 over here is +13476531231, that means it should be specifically given to this phone ID or this employee, right? And then we need to close the parentheses. That's it. And then you need to drag it up, and then it will assign it by its own self. And then you need to have a couple of more blanks, like call yet, emails, successfully booked, and the date and time, right? Just write it right now. Well, we will look into it when we go to the make.com scenario. And right, this is everything for the Google Excel. And yep, so let's go to make.com now. So in make.com, you need 2 scenarios as of now, right? So first of all, we will go to the module. This is the big module. I will be providing all the blueprints in the description, so you can go guys and just copy it and paste it into your make.com. Always obviously you need to make an account for make.com first, and after that you need to go over here, import or export, import, and then import it into the make.com scenario, right? And then you will have a Google Sheet. You need to connect your connection with the Google Sheet, make it over here, sign it up. It will ask you to sign it up to the Google Sheets, sign it up, and then you will get the access to your Google Sheets, so you can connect it up. So you can connect this thing to make.com, right? And then after that, let me close it. Just select your files, and then we need to make it call the yet, and the basic operator should be does not exist. So this means if the call yet is empty, that means the make.com or the employee need to make a call. If this is equal to yes, it will not make the call, and it will proceed to the next one, and this will help us to call to every single one in the leads, right? And then I have a row. So there are multiple ways you can do it. I do it this way, although it seems like very basic, but it is something I use. I try to use basic integrations because it is easier to understand and easier to change in the future. And over here we have filters. So this filter helps us. So as I said, I use index. So that means this index 1 is specifically for this phone ID or employee, right? And this index 2 is specifically for this phone ID or employee, right? And then if you see over here, I have used the same methodology. And if you see over here, the condition, if the index is equal to 1, that means this call number will only be specifically given to this phone ID, and this WAPI tool will help us to initiate that call, right? And initiate that call, right? And then let me explain this one. It is like basic. It will pass the phone number or not. So it will check before taking the data for the number, before taking the number from the Google Sheet. It will check either it is index 1, 2, and 3, and if it is, like, for example, this number with index 3, then it will go to over here and pass it to this employee. This is our all of the employees, right, with their given name. So you have to do another important stuff over here. That is, you need to connect your WAPI credentials, right? And after connecting it up, you will have your assistant ID, the phone number, and this, right? So first of all, you will need to choose the assistant ID. That means the assistant over here. I have these 3 for my cold outreach, so I choose this down, right, as you guys can see. And then we have the number 1. So that's why I said you to name it, because it will be easier to understand then. So I have number 1 with Morgan, as you can see. So over here is the same, and then the customer, I will say like only one of it. And then over here is something very important. So this is the real number of the lead, or your whoever you want to call to. So we need to like map it up from the Google Sheets. As I said, we have a proper formatting number, and if you don't know how to format it, so I did it too. So you need to use equal to, concat, parentheses, and then colons +1 for me, because I'm in US right now, and then the whole this one whole column, right? So in this way, it will convert this regular number to this number, and it is very important because WAPI only understands this kind of format of a number, like the +1 and 347 and blah blah blah, right? But if you give this number to WAPI, it will not initiate the call. I again say it will not initiate the call if you give it to this type of number or this type of number. You need to change it to this specific format, right? Okay, and then you need to just copy it up, and then like for number 2, and then Antonio, and then the same the format. This you need to map it up like this, and then it should be the same. And then we have update a row for Google Sheets, and what it does, you need to always connect it, and then you have an update row. So you will find the update row over here. There you go, update row, and then yes, and it will take all of the names from your Google Sheets, and you need to choose this call yet to yes. And why? Because at this moment we have updating at the moment when we are updating the Google Sheets, that means the WAPI has already made the call and got the result. Either the client got booked or not, but we have called the lead, so we do not need to call them again and again and paste the whole thing again and again. It's gonna be a whole big of a problem for you guys, right? So that's why I use it, so the make the come scenario, and the WAPI can understand like, okay, this person is good to go, we have to deal with this person, and now we need to move further, and we have a lot of them right, a lot of them rest. So this is the main purpose of this update row. It updates the row first of all, like this row number 1 2 3 4 5, that you need to proceed to the next person and activates the lead, right? Alright guys, I'm back. So we are done with this, right? So this what is happening over here is it takes the lead from the Google Sheet, go to and appoint to our respective employee, and then it updates the row so that the Google Sheet can reinitiate and send back the new lead. Perfect. And now we go to the second one. This is send email and calendar. So at this time, at this moment, either we have book declined or we don't. So if we have book declined, then the whole regular procedure will be this webhook URL. So what you have to do, you will have this webhook when you import it. So you need to add your own webhook name, like create your own webhook, and then you need to copy it. And you need to go back to WebP. To each assistant, you need to messaging and paste the server URL over here. So you need to do it for each of them, and the server URL will be the same for each of them. Perfect. Right, and once you have done this, then this helps us to get all the data from the WebP call. So when the WebP makes a call, we got a bunch of data like date, name, time, and etc., like this kind of data, and the WebP help us to collect all of that data and put it to make the account, right? Then if you go to the tool, this is just a tool to recheck that the person has it kind of work as a yes or no, that the person has booked the meeting or not. If yes, he has booked the meeting, that means he have given us the email for him to send us the calendar link and the email to him. So if he has not, then the workflow will not run. It will stop over here. So it's like a yes or no pass, right? And if he has given them, then we will go and search a new sheet in Google Sheets. So we need to connect this specific person, like this specific person with this phone number has made successfully booked, and with what time and his email, right? So this Google Sheets help us to like re-informs who is booked, because we will be calling a lot of people, so we need to keep it in a structure form. So I'm using proper format number, so that means this number, so that means this note will help us to verify either this person has been booked with what kind of details or not, right? And like I checked this number with this, so this format number, so this now will go to Google Sheet, check okay this number, and then the webhook gave us the number from over here, and we check okay this both of them are equal, that means we need to pass it down, and then we will update the row again to update the email we get from the WebP and the date and time we get from the WebP. As I said, it is the date and time and the email once the person has been booked. So if he has not booked, it will be stopped from over here. Then if you go over here, we got the Gmail notes. So this is something advanced. So you will already have this thing over here. That's okay, keep it over here. And then you can change the subject. This is just the subject of your email. And I put it like thanks, and then like for example, thanks Bilal for booking a consultation with us. There is one last step, and there is actually one last step every person has to do. So this is very important to put this, there is one last step. And this is the whole content what I have used for myself. You can change it and do whatever changes you wanted to do according to your niche, right? Then just it doesn't work, so just put it down like this, save it. And this Google Calendar will have, just keep in mind it should be in quickly, not in detail, because in detail we need the start and end time, and we do not have that. So we will book quickly. And one more very important thing, this format, the event name format, should be the same as I have over here. Why? Because it has some of the important details that help the Google Calendar to understand what time is booked. So timing is very, very important. If you make any changes over here and it goes wrong, then you will book a client and either having a meeting with them on Monday, you will have them on Wednesday. So it will mess up the timing. So don't change anything from here. Right now it says like consultation book on the date and time. The customer said it takes from the WebP, and then with the name of the customer. This is something we already took from the call from the WebP2, and this his or her email, right? And if you go over here, this is the attendance. This is this helps us to send a guest invite to the caller, to the person who has booked the meeting with us, right? Save. And this is the whole bill. I know it is kind of basic but complex, but I really like it because this is everything I could change, and I made it by myself, so I have a better understanding of how to do it, right? Perfect. So for example, you call the WebP. For example, you call the WebP, somebody called the WebP. No, more than that. So you run this one, and right now I'm recording with that phone, so I can't give you the demo right now in live. So you will run it every 15 minutes, whatsoever you want to change it to. You maybe one day a week, one day a month. So it depends on you. So you run it every single 15 minutes, and then it will check the leads. It will check the leads, and then it will take the number and give it to the respective employee, and then it will initiate an outbound call. You will get a receive a call if you put your number in it, and then the WebP will talk with you, get your name, email, or whatsoever requirements we give it to him, right? And then it will update the sheet, right? Once it has updated the sheet and the call has ended, after this node will be initiated, and this will help us to either verify the person has been booked or not. And if he has booked, that means we will have the Google Sheet, and we will update the Google Sheet, and then we will send him an email, and then the Google Calendar. As you guys see over here, I have used it for my own self, so let me show you. So this kind of email you will receive, right? So it will be like, thanks Bilal for booking a consultation with us. There is one last step, and what that step is, hi Bilal. Like, this is my whole prompt, how I initiate or pitch my client. So I have used a type form over here, so you can go to type form and collect the more basic data and information about the client in order to really book them in. And then there is one last step. So over here right now, the person did not get the meeting booked, but we will get his data. Like, we will, if we go over here, we will have their, is it called yet? It will be like yes, and then we will have the email like br@piconics.com. Although I'm writing it right now, but once the call is initiated, it will be done all on its own. It will be automatically over here due to the scope of WebP. And like the person says, the client or the person you're calling to says, my email is bilal@piconics.com, and send me the invite over there. So it will send us the email over here, and then we will say either it is successfully booked or not. If he has given us the date and time, he has booked, right? So it will be yes again. Everything will be automatic, as I said. And here will be the time, like Monday, October 28th, 2025 at 4 p.m. right? So this thing will be given us by the WebP and this module. So we do not need to enter anything. This will be automatic. These 1 2 3 4 things will be automatically given to us once the call is ended, right? And the person is booked. If yes, not, although this will be yes, so we can proceed to the next person and pitch them the call, but we will not have this any of things, and we do not need them because he didn't book the meeting with us, right? So yeah, this is the whole bill. And then now you have one thing to do. You got the date and time, and you will have the consultation on your calendar, but the calendar of the client who has booked the meeting with you will not have this link right now, right? So what you have to do, you will have to go to your calendar once a day. If you're using it, if you're picking calls every single day, you need to invite via link, copy the link, and you need to create yes, right? So it's confirmed from you, but it needs to be confirmed from the customer too. So you need to go back to Gmail. Like if you are sending Gmail from this Gmail, then you need to go to this. Let me open it up. Yeah, this email, right? your personal email, you are sending the this email to the client, and then you need to make them, okay, thank you so much, I saw you just booked a meeting with me, and paste them the meeting ID and the date and time. And in this way, you can have the customer booked. So it will be two emails. First of all, this will be automatically generated by the AI, and then the second one will be from you. And I do it by like this because I need to check every single person who is booked and why he is booked and his other details, rather than everybody everybody being booked inside of my calendar. So this is the way I did it. You can change it if you wanted to. And yep, this is the whole build, and it will help you guys a lot, and as it is helping me a lot, and this is one of the first series of how to get a client for your AI agency. I will see you guys around. Thank you.